Well, it's
Craig!
not.
Hi, Craig.
It's our
Hi, Craig.
dude.
Our number one fan.
It's our guy.
Homie.
I hope you get a virus.
Okay, all right.
What? Is it my live?
Craig is fully vaccinated. Don't you put
Yeah,
that
dude.
evil on him.
He's boosted, dude.
I hope he gets some.
Oh, that reminds me. I do need to get my booster. So.
Boosty boost.
Boost to stem cells. Keep it going.
You tried that yet? Have you got your stem cell injection yet, chat?
No, I just do a powder. Chop up the wine.
Okay.
Powder.
Oh,
Mix it into my
okay.
water.
It hits
Little
faster.
Kid bones.
Oh, God. Guys, Craig doesn't need to hear this.
Oh God.
He's an innocent soul.
Do you snort it through crazy straw?
No, what? Tell. I use $100 bill.
Like a man.
Like a man.
Like a
Can you
grown
break
man.
this? There's blood and powder on it. Oh yeah, it's fine.
I was
Just brush
baking.
it off.
Ooh, a nosebleed.
Speaking of nosebleed,
Y'all
y'all want to play some D&D?
Yeah.
Hear more about this nosebleed. Oh yes. There it is.
I have some pretty good notes on the most important bits of information. If that's something we want to pass along.
I'm down either way because I figured even after my little intro, Chad will probably have questions about what happened. So
I'm a stumbling
Okay.
blind.
either or. Okay, well we'll do mine, and I'm sure there'll be many
Let's do
questions on
mine.
like how the fuck did we get here again?
We ended up in the wrong planet. I swear to God.
Yeah.
And we're
We
still
opened
traveling,
the
you know,
shadow
right?
plane.
What?
We're in the nine hells again.
Be sure you got your music is going. Everyone catch a vibe.
Actually, we're back at Strixhaven.
It's year
Everyone's
one.
memory is wiped.
Yeah, there
It
was
was
some
all
weird
a
dream.
No!
It's like when we all first touch the snarl and we wake up.
Yeah,
Oh my
right.
God.
It was all just a
No, that's how
vision.
we end the series.
If you do that at
God,
some
yeah.
point to us, I'm gonna.
I give all of you permission to yell at me if I ever do that. That means I've run out of creativity.
I mean, you could pull the "it's all a dream"
He
thing, but if
retires.
you bring us back to year one,
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna pull that after like a literal year of us playing.
Well, he's gonna pull a Narnia. We stumble through the
Narnia.
wardrobe and we're all just baby versions of ourselves again.
Oh no.
all Gail's
shit.
character
Jumps
development
right
gone.
What
She's
character
back to
development?
Regina George.
It reminds me of that line from Steven Universe when Peridot was worried that the Rejuvenator almost reset her, and she went, "No, my character development."
I was kind of referencing that. I'm glad you picked it up.
That's awesome. Let's jump on in. In our last session, we watched our party depart the thrashed Dragonfly ship, leaving it behind among the asteroid belt with Captain Casper and Glenn being left behind to proceed with whatever repairs they can, whilst hopefully keeping the ship safe. Their rescuers being Captain Gold and the crew of the Gilded Leaf. This vessel thankfully heading to Ravnica on their own business and also willing to aid in returning repair supplies to your downed ship. Departing from there, our party would spend the next about 9 days or so on board the Gilded Leaf. They would get to know the opposite crew a bit more, seeing how they live, so to speak. And after a little bit of chatter back and forth, our party would decide to essentially convince everyone of the Gilded Leaf that they are a group of traveling performers, so to speak. Proceeding to, practice a new routine throughout the, again, 9 days or so of travel to Ravnica, just sort of selling their story to the Gilded Leaf, as well as, planning and prepping to hopefully maybe make a little bit of coin. And after roughly 86 days of travel, our party would finally touch down in the city-covered planet of Ravnica. The Gilded Leaf morning at the 6th precinct of the 10th district. Our party arranging from there to maybe perform with Ari and Fern later this particular evening, as well as hoping to maybe use Captain Gold's connections in the city to help procure some repair supplies at some point in this about 3-day span you guys know you'll be spending here. At the end of that 3 days is when the Gilded Leaf will depart back, and they'll be passing through that asteroid belt, hopefully returning you guys and some supplies to the Dragonfly. And once our party sort of had that loose plan, they would set out into the 6th precinct itself, seeing the widespread cultures and heritages that sort of persist through the city streets itself. Their goal knowing that their goal being with knowing that the Cult of Rakdos owned this gore house that they've been able to sort of suss out via a little bit of intel from some of the crew of the Gilded Leaf, as well as just their looking about the city. As you know, after traveling a little bit, hopefully heading to this gore house, the party would see a magically animated advert displaying and advertising this headlining show for the main room of the gore house. Among the lineup of acts would be The Bitch of the Dead, featuring a crude caricature of an elderly and withered Liliana Vess. More concerned and now knowing exactly where she is, the party would manage to actually go into the gore house, into the sort of, waiting room, heading to the ticket kiosk, basically, of the main room itself, where they would procure some tickets for a particular performance of this show featuring the Bitch of the Dead. The show taking place tomorrow night at midnight, knowing that there's supposed to be a food service about an hour before if you so choose, but the actual show itself featuring 3 main acts would start right at midnight. Leaving there, heading back up Foundry Street, heading over to 10th Street proper itself, essentially kind of heart of the city. Let's move our map as well.
Do we know what order?
See,
do we know what order the acts are in the show?
From what you would guess, especially from like some of the adverts and probably some of the stuff you saw just in the gore house, it definitely feels like Liliana is supposed to be the headline, the final act, so to speak. Mm-hmm. The two, I guess openers you could say would be the Cackling Devil and the Mistress of Pain, and then assumingly followed up by this Bitch of the Dead. And so our game today, as we pick up, we will see our group of 5 sort of step back into the threshold of 10th Street via Foundry Street. The city around them still bustling and moving with activity, all manner of individuals going about their lives here in this insanely massive cityscape you sort of find yourself in. All of you would know that 10th Street is littered with various small shops, cafes, stores, boutiques. While there would be some homes and boroughs tucked away along this, one of the main central streets of Ravnica, most of it would be commerce and business. As you all maybe step into 10th Street proper, you would all be aware that it's about like 2:30, 3 o'clock or so. So you all would be aware that you have just maybe a few hours of sunlight left until nightfall. Sort of picking up, I use this little marker here on the map to sort of show where you guys are. This little Strixhaven owl.
And the show is tomorrow night.
Correct. You guys have a little over 24 hours, like 30 something hours, like something like that.
Oof, no pressure.
And so with that, again, 2:30, 3 o'clock, still see the sun. Fair amount of activity here. Just give Chad just like a little bit of that like groundwork. Ravnica itself is comprised of about 10 major districts. Each district has several precincts within it. But all throughout Ravnica, throughout all of the districts, and most of the precincts, 10th Street and the Transguild Promenade go throughout the entirety of Ravnica. So if you wanted to, you could, from 10th Street, basically like head like northeast a little bit up 10th Street and keep going. You could walk all over Ravnica, almost in a circle, and like walk back to where you are now.
Oh, I didn't quite. I was thinking 10th Street just like went across the whole district. Wow.
Well, and that's why I had so much confusion about the fact that I was unsure if we would even reach the Gorehouse tonight. Because I was imagining these streets on the scale of the whole planet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like and 10th Street and again that Transguild Promenade are the main two, and there are several other streaks and like streets and areas that like definitely are larger than others, but it's just it's probably obvious to you guys, and it's probably been imparted by Captain Gold that like oh, you guys aren't gilded. You want to kind of stick to 10th Street and the Transguild Promenade or some of the plazas if you can. It's like recommended not to just go wandering about Ravnica too much as an ungilded traveler. Again, that information being passed along to like any travelers of Ravnica, like tourists or like people that are just passing through. It's kind of like common knowledge for a lot of people.
This place
What's
is
the term
crazy.
gilded mean? Just out of curiosity.
From what you've been able to gather, and probably like a little bit of context, walking around the past like 2-ish hours, maybe 2.5 hours or so here, there seems to be a number of these guilds that run Ravnica itself. You think there's probably about 10 of these guilds, and you would know that all of the guilds work in unison to some capacity, heavily in part to the guild pact, sort of the singular individual that is put in charge, that their word is law, cannot be broken, like by magic means, basically. So these guilds are tethered to the word of the guild pact.
Things that you missed and your character would know, Chad, is that we got a breakdown, a sort of general timeline of what Liliana's side of things was like when she went missing. Which I do have like a general summary here I could read for you if you'd like. Have you ever seen Game of Thrones?
That's a good reference, yeah.
Yeah.
You know Cersei's Walk of Shame?
Yeah.
That's
After-
basically what happened to Liliana, but like it wasn't just one day.
I'm pretty sure her sentence is longer, but doesn't the like Gorehouse technically have her for like 10 years or something?
The cult, yeah, the cult of
Mhm.
Rakdos. They
That's it.
have ownership of her first 10 years of imprisonment, in which she was sentenced to the rest of her remaining life of imprisonment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was put on trial by the Guild Pack, and they to the cult of Rakdos's disappointment. They didn't hand her over to them entirely, but they do own her for the first 10 years. And isn't Rakdos a person? Wasn't he like up for this?
Yeah, you guys would learn that Rakdos is a living, I believe he's a demon.
Ooh.
He's like a living, like greater demon, who the cult follows. And he's known to slumber for years and years and years, but he had supposedly, from what you guys had learned, been awake for the past 10 or 11-ish years since the War of the Spark. And And then after finding Liliana, like Rakdos and his forces, bringing them to the guild pack for sentencing. From there, Rakdos would be awake for the first month or so of her imprisonment before returning to one of his classic slumbers where he's essentially just sleeping now.
Classic Rakdos. You know that guy.
He's a sleepy boy.
Put on the
Sleepy
job.
boy. Yeah, so she had gotten captured because she unfortunately had to travel to Ravnica to try to find ingredients for her own tattoo, her own brand, her own spell brand. And that's how they found her again, because she put herself at risk and didn't work out this time. So she got taken, put on trial, sentenced to be held by the cult. She got paraded around in what was called a pain parade. And she'd walk all over the planet, and then she was held in a stockade for a while. People would throw nasty things at her for the vicious delight of the planet's inhabitants. And
Yeah, because they
now,
can't kill her, but they
Yeah.
never said they couldn't hurt her.
yeah, I don't think it can be like mortal wounds or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
what I have written is that she's not to be poisoned or harmed.
Mm-hmm. She's to be kept alive, basically. It's very, gray terms, almost purposefully, very black and white.
Mm-hmm. Alive in the loosest sense.
Mm-hmm.
And she shared with the group that since leaving the more public spaces of walking around and being held in the stockade out for people, she has since been shoved in a closet and brought up onto some kind of stage multiple times a day, and she doesn't really know like where she is or what exactly the performance seems to be about, because she's just kept in her little cell outside of being on the stage. Oh, she also explained that she has been locked with a collar that prevents her from using magic or teleporting away, planeswalking away.
I was about to bring that up. I couldn't remember if it was like a collar or a bracelet.
Mm-hmm. It's an anti-magic collar.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Currently, our plan is to go to the show and attempt to dispel the collar.
Yeah, the ideal plan, we found out, like, Brett knew and reassured everyone that, like, while all of this is horrible news, it does mean it should be really easy to find her. They were right. They found the advertisement for the Bitch of the Dead at the Gore House, which is owned by the Cult of Rakdos, so that tracks. The party stopped by to visit, kind of feel things out. They ended up getting tickets for a special midnight showing, so the midnight showing doesn't seem to be like a normal thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's gonna be a bunch of werewolves.
Could be a sick time.
So does her collar stop all magic or just her magic?
At least hers, but we're not super sure. So the idea is that hopefully we'll just subtly sit in the audience like, ooh, I love watching this horrible show. And then and then I think it was Elodie and Gale who have subtle spell, so they would be able to cast Dispel, hopefully without anyone noticing.
Mm-hmm.
But does Elodie have Dispel magic?
I think she does. I think after someone brought it up, I looked at her sheet and she did have it.
Okay, because I was like, because if not, then this is literally all writing on Gale.
She does. She does. But Elodie's kicker is that she only has 2 spell slots. I guess mechanically she gets them back on a short rest. So maybe if she fails, there's like a chance. No, you guys know that she's not on stage for very long. So yeah, a long rest or a short rest would even be out of the question for her. But yeah, so Elodie has 2 spell slots. That's her caveat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the most I could do just with spell slots is 5. But I also need
Yeah.
to use points to subtle cast. That's 1, so I could do. That would leave me with 5 points left.
So, like,
Ooh.
the idea is that hopefully we can
Ooh,
dispel
that's
her
not
collar, and maybe if not her collar, then, like, the little spot of the stage that she's confined to because of the collar. But ideally, we would dispel the collar, and then she could planeswalk away, and then we're like, whoa, how did that happen? I am also just as surprised as everyone else in the audience.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Then in the panic
Ideally.
thing, we can all just slip away.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what we settled on.
And we've already like messaged her the plan.
Yeah, this was all sort of worked through with
Sure.
her, I believe,
Sure.
because that's how we found out the information about the collar.
Because Brett has sending.
Mhm.
Yes.
I wasn't quite sure if you remembered that. I wasn't sure if that happened when you were gone or not.
I think we did have at least 1 or 2 sessions because that was how we found out she was on Ravnica, I believe. I don't think we had managed to contact her until Brett learned sending.
We used the beer at first, and then you got
Yeah.
sending, and then we didn't.
Yeah,
use the beer.
yeah.
Right.
So
So
we're good.
yeah, that's what we did during travel is Brett would message and find that stuff out. But there's also someone else Brett contacted with sending, which is kind of
Yeah.
relevant.
Oh, great.
Brett actually reached out to Elle while they were traveling in space, or the wild space.
Apparently,
Yeah.
they're all
And-
buddy now.
And
None
I
of-
actually
none of
have
us know.
all of that like transcribed down for you, so I could just read it for you if you'd like.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear your treachery.
Treachery. So it just kind of happened one day out in the wild space when Brett wasn't piloting. Elodie's freaking rocking the boat, trying her best.
Yeah, that was a continuing theme. Is that Elodie is just not good at spell jamming still. She's just hasn't gotten the hang of it.
Gail tried once, and she was like, yeah, I could fly. I know how to fly. No, it did not go well.
And Brett's like, this is just like surfing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Brett did kill it. That's right.
He figured it out eventually. I don't think he was a complete natural.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, in the astral sea, you had a hard time, but in wild space, you killed it.
Imagine that. But yeah, so Brett reached out to her and he said, hey, I want to talk to you. You know who this is, right? Are you alone now, or should I try later? And it was like a minute or almost 2 before she responded. She said, yeah, I didn't think you'd want to talk to me. I'm really sorry. I never meant for any of this, I swear. Brett said, if you're so sorry, why don't you explain yourself to me? You know Quent died, right? What could be worth that? She said, that was never my wish. My goal was to keep track of Marius, I swear. They wanted to recruit him, something about seeing him. So it's at that point, Brett remembers, I have it written down, so I'll just read it. Brett remembers that the last time they were in that chamber and the people in the room recognized them and they turned and acknowledged Marius' presence.
That's
And
why
he
I
recalls-
freaked out.
He recalls them looking at Marius, who had pushed Brett out of the way as he did a rage form of dread. And Marius had been lunging forward to attack them, but Brett had been knocked out of the way trying to stop him. So at that point, Brett gathers everyone, which we can say Marius was there too. I mean, he would have been, I think. The person driving was Elodie, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brett, after convening with everyone a little bit, updating them that he contacted Elle, which Kellen was super duper thrilled about, as I'm sure you can imagine. He says, where did they see him that they would want to recruit him? Recruit him into your weird chaos stuff. There's a brief pause. She said, I thought you would have sorted it out. They saw him in their meeting chamber, a place in the dreamscape where the ring meets. And Brett recalls that he had seen nine people around the rings, of the ring, around a purple bonfire. That was what both Brett and Marius saw. So then Brett asks, "Is the ring a part of the orc? I assume your parents are part of all this." Elle says, "Yes, my mother. You met her. She's one of the 9 in the upper ring." And then the next thing Brett said to her was private. He didn't share that with you guys. Everyone else was bickering, so he sent another message to her. And the group just kind of left it at that. Sort of talked about the information that was revealed.
Damn it. I could have been a part of a secret society instead of on a rescue mission with you guys.
You're the one
I
that
just had to be recruited by Saloon.
Ugh.
Yeah, if you did, I don't think you would be with Saloon currently.
You guys lost me a chance to be part of a secret society and got me kicked out of Strixhaven.
Great.
Yeah,
Real
we
friend.
did that.
You're ruining my life. Okay. Okay.
Listen, you
I
wanted
feel
to
like
go
that's all the
with,
important bits.
you wanted to go with Captain Professor Lady just as much as the rest of us did, so.
Yeah, that was before I knew I was a contender.
I could have been a contender.
Top 9 was doping me out, and I was being recruited. Just would have liked it to be my no, but it's really...
I mean, I think they're past the recruiting phase, because I'm pretty sure they tried to kill you last time they saw you, so.
I don't think so. It was just a test.
They could change their mind once, they could change their mind twice.
I gotta be like, damn, Emeritus is a real one. I want that on Team Chaos.
Team Oric.
And then I'll offer to kill everyone to do it. Shouldn't be too hard. I'll wait for Kellen to leave the group again. One at a time. Pow, right. Anyway, hey, so what are we... So is this performance midnight of day 2? So day 3, our ride is leaving, correct?
Yep. So basically midnight of day 3 is when the ride is supposed to kick off.
Okay. And then just housekeeping. Did we already buy the supplies to fix the new ship? Did we get that ship?
I think we sent
Not
Illidy
yet.
out to go get them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought that's what we did.
I
Illidy
think-
and Marius.
I think that they were going to. I don't know if we ever got to that point.
Oh, okay.
Because what I thought the plan was, because you guys were hoping to use Captain Gold's connection, you had mentioned it to Kreischer, and he said that he would say something to Captain Gold because before they were dismissed from the ship, like a few people had to stay behind while they went and did this delivery that you guys had heard about. That they, the whole reason
right,
they
yeah.
were coming to Ravnica.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the plan was when they got back from the ship, hopefully Captain Gold would have an answer for you guys if you guys could use her connections, basically. I think the plan was to go from there.
Can't believe you gave my
Hopefully get a
NPC
better
pitchwork.
deal.
How dare you? Okay. So that's just up there.
You guys have only been in Ravnica for, again, like, maybe 3 hours at most at this point, just sort of like
Oh.
walking around and everything. So
You guys are efficient.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, it does help that, like, we at least knew which part of Ravnica to go to
Yeah,
in
'cause
the
it was,
first place.
I'm pretty sure it was Captain Gold that told us about the Gore House.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. She, like, you guys had asked her if there were any, like, I think it was Rakdos related performance places she was familiar with, and the only one she was aware of was the Gore House. And from what you guys can tell, it is definitely, like, at least from the part of the 10th district you've seen, it is definitely like the Rakdos hangout. While there's probably a few other you've spotted, like the Gore House is like the big boy. Probably a little mainstream for Rakdos's tastes as far as some of the cultists, but like, it's a fair mix.
If you come to Ravnica, you have to go to the Gore House. I mean, like, you have to go at least once and play tourist.
It's a tourist trap, but you gotta go.
Also, Brett made good with the tiefling who they bought tickets from at the receptionist desk. and she gave her name to them so that he could be like, oh, so and so sent me. I totally forgot to write it down, but it did happen.
It did. I'll look at my notes for her name.
I want to say it was like Dana or
Probably Dana.
Oh, history.
Claren.
Oh, I was not close at all. How do you
We
spell
would've
it?
been screwed.
Dana, Claren.
Sorry, I was talking to someone else.
It's nice. I was messaging someone else. I should have done that. I have sending. I'm a powerful caster. I don't know if I said that.
Claren.
She gave me Harley Quinn vibes, personally.
It's fair. That's kind of like probably a lot of people in Rakdos will give you that vibe.
Yeah.
Come up. We got room. Ooh, we could release these chaos people and the actual chaos people.
Start a cross-plane war. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is sick.
You guys heard about the orb?
Really?
That's very similar to how we decided to handle the oh god, what are they called? The species
Yogi?
that we sent to the lair of hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Sorry.
literally
Why
going to
do
be
we
like,
think
we've
that
already
people
done
wanna
something
fight?
similar.
And
I
let
don't
them
know.
fight each other.
Imagine like year 15 of Strixhaven, and someone's like, "Oh, it's happening," and you're like, "Well, we split the galaxy." Yes. The chaos cultists are kind of at the top, running a coalition.
But
We
I
blew
think
up
that's the most
Strixhaven
important
on
part.
accident. It's a crater.
It was an accident.
It was an accident, guys.
8
Forgive
of the
and forget.
districts on Ravnica have been destroyed.
Not
The
our
gods
fault.
themselves are now split into 3 different factions.
We're literally
Oh,
losing the
God.
war.
Which war, am I right?
Matt quit his job to keep up with all the politics. It's like a beautiful mind in his office. Spoons in the whiteboard.
All
We can
right.
get
So again, getting you guys back in. Again, it's like 2:30, 3 o'clock. You guys got a couple hours till nightfall. Kind of like an update on kind of like your itinerary. Later on today / tonight, you guys were talking about meeting up with the Gilded Leaf crew after their delivery, and then maybe doing a performance with them. Hopefully, maybe do talks of buying repairs at some point. And I think last you guys had, at least that's what I double checked. Last I had written down is you guys were hoping all goes well. Tomorrow morning, maybe use Captain Gold's connections to purchase those repair supplies, get them back to the ship. And then, obviously, the big one tomorrow at midnight, or earlier if you so choose, but at midnight, the performance starts to hopefully free Liliana mid-performance. And the only other big thing is end of that next day, basically 24 hours after the performance, the Gilded Leaf is going to kick off from Ravnica.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, it's whatever you guys would like to do here in Ravnica. Got a few hours of sunlight left. Busy, bustling streets sort of around you guys. Again, many shops, boutiques, cafes, little stands. Lots of different people, cultures. You could see signs of those different guilds in some of the shop windows, or even their advertisements or like signage. Or like in the corner, there's just like this little monocolor stamp of like an emblem. Some of them wouldn't have any of these features. Some would. So you can tell that some of these shops, even homes, are affiliated, putting this branding out there. Some not showing any. What would you all like to do?
Hmm.
I mean, do we have a place to stay?
We just stay on the ship.
Because if we break her out, we need to stash her some.
Well, ideally, she stashes herself somewhere.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that's
thought
right,
she
'cause
was
she
gonna
can planeswalk.
planeswalk out.
Yeah. She gets
Hmm.
herself out.
That's
We
plan
just
A.
got to
but
get the
if
collar off.
if we only dispel the stage and she runs off, I don't know.
That's fair.
I guess we could find a place for
You know
Plan
what?
B.
Let's just split the group and do some sightseeing.
I mean, yeah, I can't really think of anything in particular, like
Shopping
supplies
spree.
or whatever.
Mm. Do I have a way?
Honestly, I feel like Gail is a bit nervous, and even though like I know mechanically I don't necessarily need to practice, it's probably not really gonna do anything, but I feel like at some point she would just like while we're walking, try and find something to practice like subtle dispel magic on, you know?
I get that. I get that. Just like when she can, when you guys are just like sitting here paused, you're just like, maybe there's like a little like lantern nearby, obviously like magically lit, and you just like pop it once as it goes out. Okay.
Oh, my
Nobody-
lantern!
Nobody saw
it's
anything?
Shopkeep. What the hell? I just enchanted this as he goes back
Cheap piece of
inside.
shit. Something that I'm wondering, Brett. I think Brett would know that, like, especially because Claren, whose name I always knew,
My longtime friend.
my longtime friend Claren, she mentioned that the midnight showing was like unusual, and I feel like being a performer, Brett would know that that usually means something. So like maybe he would try to ask around if anyone knows like what the midnight showings in the courthouse are like. If maybe it's rumored to be sponsored by anyone, just like any more information you can find out about the midnight showing in particular.
That's fair. That's fair. Give me a persuasion check. Plenty of people for you to bump into, some shopkeeps, maybe some people in line at a particular cafe.
See that Catch Picture of the Dead last night? Oh yeah. I actually have a ticket for the midnight showing.
Just be extra dead and extra bitchy.
She hates being woken up.
The 19. There'd be this particular little cafe here. It would be labeled the Fresh Feed. You would see they'd have a lot of different teas and coffees and even different like fruits from across the spheres sort of on display. There's a little bit of a sitting area, but it's really just like a walk up and get your stuff sort of vibe. Very small storefront. There'd be about 3 people in line, and the person in the back would be sporting these like really gnarly, like black leather trousers that go down to these really heavy boots. And his upper torso, he's not wearing anything besides these tattoos that are on his like giant biceps. And it would be this like almost red hued skinned Goliath just like standing in line, arms crossed. You probably bump up, maybe like you size each other up, a little bit of convo starts up. I'm gonna roll with advantage. A 19. After smoozing them up for a little bit, talking about the big show happening, the Bitch of the Dead, and of course the Cackling Devil, super excited to finally see the Cackling Devil. You're just pumping this guy up. And after a minute, kind of asking the question, like, what would the midnight showing be? The big Goliath like gives a grin. I think it's Lady Bane's actual birthday. I don't know why a vampirist would celebrate a birthday, but be it beyond me.
Any reason to celebrate, right? Elbow jab.
I'm sure there'll be shit about it all day if she's starting at midnight.
Seems like
did
the time
you
to
say
have a
Lady
birthday
Bane?
week.
Lady
Yeah, Lady
Bane.
Bane. Okay.
I like
Okay,
that.
do I know anything about Lady Bane? It's not ringing a bell for me as a player.
No,
So
I mean, first you've heard of this. And if you ask the Goliath, he would probably like just let spill, House Bane. They're a fairly kind of like uppity, maybe considered like noble status loosely across the Orzhov Guild. You would maybe know, or maybe even be able to ask with your 19 persuasion. Orzhov being the sort of bankers and almost partial religious figures, sort of running both church and bank here in Ravnica. House Bane being one of the eldest houses. That isn't a ghost, anyways. There are some pretty old ghost houses.
Vampires. Well, Brett would just kind of carry the conversation organically, and then maybe it's time for him to order, and it's a good excuse for him to kind of end the convo.
Mm-hmm. And like the Goliath is probably like, oh, I'm sorry, I really need this. Steps up, large cold mint, please. And he's just like super giddy for his tea as you probably go back over to rejoin your party.
Hey guys, I found out some info about the midnight showing. Any of you heard of the Bane family? They're like old and vampires or something.
Oh yeah, the super old vampire people. Yeah, doesn't everybody know about them? You know about them, right, Marius?
Yeah. I guess it's common knowledge.
I was joking.
Should any of us roll a history check? Or...
I mean, if you think you have knowledge of like Ravnica, maybe political or nobility history, specifically of the Orzhov house, you could make a history check with disadvantage. If you think your character would.
That was actually my
that
minor in
knowledge.
Strixhaven.
Yeah. Give me that
Father said I was
advantage roll,
wasting my
baby.
life.
I'll go ahead and take this.
I feel like I've already tried to stretch Gail's knowledge with getting the role for Liliana and knowing who she was. I don't know about all that.
I don't think Brett knows anything.
Yeah.
This was probably when
no.
Gail did the dispel magic, so she probably wasn't even paying attention during that question.
A little bit Brett would have gathered again, vampiric house of this Orzhov group who seem to run church and bank in Ravnica. Pretty old, pretty ancient. Probably going to be a real diva about her birthday, I guess.
Well, I mean, I kind of know the type. If anything, she'll be distracted in her own self-revelry.
Well, maybe we'll find out more information as we walk around tonight and stuff. You don't think we'll need to get a gift, right?
I mean, I hope not. But what do you think vampires even
Never
worship anyway?
show up to a party empty-handed.
I feel like they would have said something when we bought the
Kool-Aid
ticket.
man, but full of blood.
That would be a great gift.
What's a Kool-Aid man?
It wouldn't hurt to have maybe something just in case,
They
but
give us an excuse to break through the wall.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm done. Well, I don't know. How big is the venue? I mean, I was there earlier, but I don't remember.
Well, we didn't get to see the venue. We were just in
Okay.
like a reception area, I think.
Mm-hmm.
true.
It was like a hallway that ended at this like windowed kiosk, basically.
Was it like the size of like a quaint theater or like stadium?
We don't know. I mean, here's the I can
Like
point it
from
out
the
to you on map.
outside. Yeah, just
I do believe I remember us.
beep. Yeah.
Well, but that's also not a fair judgment, as Strixhaven had small buildings with large insides. So
Right, and I think I remember us
that's fair.
kind of being sucked in, like it wasn't just a normal walking through a door situation.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like for the
God.
vibe of it, for like a refresher, it was like this big black obsidian like gothic castle that's like bladed and sharped in its like point and design, and it is like huge. It's this massive structure. And like as you enter, there seems to be several exits and entrances, but there is of course like one big central one. And entering, there is that little bit of like spatial warp. Even though it's already big, it feels bigger on the inside, and it's like this weird Mall of America status where there's all these like stairs leading up to these like other plateaus and floors that sort of spider off. There's all manners of like bars, strange shops and curios. It's like its own like crazy like bazaar almost. It's pretty crazy. And the big room, the main room, is like ground floor central, like big display. It has like a big entrance, and like they walked in, or you guys walked in, and it was like this another spatial warp as you kind of pop into like a more standard-ish like stone hallway that led to that little, dead end window kiosk.
And I think Brett asked if there was going to be an after party, and that's when he got Claren's name, because he was like, "Who should I tell them sent me?"
Clarence.
But hopefully that
go
won't
to the
matter.
old haunt.
The old haunt. Brett would sort of look around at like the groups of people, especially that guy you just talked to who was helpful. Look down at our own group and say, "Well, I do think we're due for a costume change, because we kind of stick out. Not enough leather, not enough studs. Kellen, I think you can pull off some spike."
Maybe I could do like a shave the side of my head kind of thing.
Whoa, hardcore.
I don't know. I've seen a couple different hairstyles around here like that.
Aelity probably like, oh hey, and like probably turns to center you, Gale, and she like warps herself to look like you, and then she like makes that side shave just like happen. She's like this, kind of like this.
Oh.
I think she needs like a squiggly bit in the middle, like that's shorter than the rest of it. Yeah,
sure. Then she like just like appears.
Yeah, like that.
Ooh.
That seems like you, Gale.
Gale is weirdly transfixed by herself right now. Oh, I like that.
I mean, we could try to see if there's a Genasi barb around here. Maybe they can do something with this mop. Be like, poof.
Easy
He has the
enough.
hair of Hades, where he can just control
Yeah.
how much fire is coming out.
Just turn it up, turn it down, get real mad. I mean, you guys would know, especially just like in your, walk over to Foundry Street and following 10th Street, there's all sorts of shops. So if you guys are looking for like a costume makeover, super straightforward, looking for haircuts and the such, that's an option. If you're looking for massages, bathhouses, that's an option. Tons of different like little particular shops if you're looking for anything niche, because again, you guys got a few hours of daylight left. You guys got a little bit of time to kill.
Yeah, Brett heavily suggests that everyone gets a wardrobe change, like a new outfit, to kind of help everyone blend in.
Aelity would be on board. She would agree. She's down
Makes
for a
sense.
little change.
Mhm.
And then she probably realizes and looks at her belt and like presses it and just like switches into like some more like leather looking armaments. She kind of remembers like, oh yeah, that's right. Forgot. But yeah, you guys should get a makeover for sure.
Gail's definitely gonna go get a haircut.
Getting haircuts, getting some armor. Is everyone going for armor bits first? And then like splitting up for haircuts, or is everyone joining for haircuts and anything else? Because again, there's probably a lot of like combo shops. There's probably are a lot of like like a bathhouse meets a barber, or like a massage parlor meets a counselor. Like there's all different kinds of shops here. That's kind of the magic of being in this huge place, is it's like you can find just about anything, especially even just on 10th Street.
Massage barber sounds so nice. Just like a whole little spa treatment.
Always on edge for a water elemental, but I'm in.
Not after the last spa.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know. Brett's kind of feeling like he might get a piercing. Feel like that would really sell it. It's finally his
Ooh.
excuse. I'm imagining like a bar in his ears.
Oh hell yeah. That's sick. Definitely options. Where are we starting? Are we start with armor? Everyone doing armor? Yays, nays? Sound like most people would yays.
I don't wear armor. So I'm just
Yeah, I was like, I can't wear armor, but I'll get some leather.
Yeah, clothes.
Black.
I'm gonna
White.
get the exact same outfit, but just like a shade darker. Not even black, just like everything's just slightly darker.
Maybe sleeveless?
No, exactly the same.
Come on, show off the guns, guys.
Show off the guns. Come on.
We've
He'll
never
roll up.
heard.
He'll roll up the sleeves. That's his big move.
Right
Wait,
before he
this is
starts.
kind of cool.
And I'll do one more button undone.
Come on, you gotta at least have a slutty necklace. People love.
I can't. My necklace is absolute.
That sounds pretty
You gotta
slutty
turn it
to me.
upside down or something. People are gonna think you're weird.
Turn it into
Weird.
a choker.
I'd rather kill them.
The model doesn't look very happy in this, but I kind of like this outfit.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Are you guys just going for like just a more like, more rugged leathery attire, or would you guys be trying to dress in like Rakdos colors that you've been able to ascertain seem to be red and black? Like how hardcore is the trying to blend in, I guess.
Yeah, Gail's gonna go for Rakdos colors, so instead of like the black undershirt, there it'd be red with black leather.
Okay. I like it.
And then the pants would probably be a bit tighter. They're not as baggy on the bottom.
Yeah, you probably have some sick boots.
Yeah.
You guys head to this nice little shop. Hide to scale. Ooh, that would be a good look for you, Marius. It's a sleeveless tee.
Sleeveless Slayer tee. One tearaway suit, please.
Oh.
What would Brett's new look kind of be? What would his vibe be?
Can I be last? Because I've been busy talking, so I haven't had a chance to look. But I'm hoping everyone else will be ready, and then I'll be ready.
Marius is pretty straightforward. You probably like piecemeal some stuff together to be like, yeah, this is basically the same as my old stuff.
Gal's gonna get a little ear cuff with like a spike and some dangly chains on it.
Ooh.
I don't think it would have the 3 little dots like that in the middle. It would just be like the 2 pieces.
Hmm.
What about Kellen? I don't remember hearing anything from Kellen.
I mean, Kellen's
Quiet as always.
pretty
He's in
comfortable
the
with
back.
what he has already. He feels like he blends in decently.
He just gets a black cloak.
No, because he likes his cloak of elven kind, because it helps with some stuff. So he keeps that.
You're just stuck.
I mean, what colors is that? Are our
Dark
cloaks?
green.
They look, they're kind of greenish. I think there was a picture for them. Let me see.
Yeah,
Let me see.
I wasn't sure if that picture was
There
accurate.
is. So they look a lot like that. Not quite so leafy, but very much that same kind of green design.
I don't like taking it off, but I think I'm gonna have to take it off. It kind of clashes with this outfit.
You can get a cover cloak, right? Just another thin cloak to put over it.
oh, that's smart. Yeah, okay.
Maybe make you a little warm at times, but you're made of air. For you, it'll probably be fine.
It'll be a
Yeah.
breeze.
Yeah, freeze. There you go. Thank you.
Hold for laughter.
He's feeling pretty comfortable. He might wander off and take a look at some like exotic pet shops and stuff. The wild hair up his bum right now.
Great.
Ooh. Exotic pets.
I found a shirt I like. I'm just waiting for a Discord update enough so that I can send it to you guys. Come on,
Okay, the
Discord.
Discord.
Give me just 1 second. My grandma's on me.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay. We're putting our outfits together anyway.
Yeah.
Screen it.
On Discord.
I like how the one I found, the top piece almost kind of looks like a leather armament.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome
Wow,
back.
that was really quick.
Yeah.
I still haven't downloaded my 1 of 1 updates.
It cuts to Chance. Stop calling.
You know it's Sunday.
Hangs up. Right a bit.
Oh, Gail would also make sure to get that the undershirt is like a turtleneck, so it covers up her tattoo.
Fair. So it kind of goes up all the way. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Is Gale wearing that map? This
Yeah.
Disney thing?
Yeah, not the 3 little dots in the middle, but it would be like the spike with the 2 chains connecting to like the midsection of the ear.
2 chains.
Okay, I found a shirt. I gave up on my computer, so I'm doing this on my phone.
I guess the other ear would probably just be just like the spike. So then it's still kind of like matchy, but not exact.
Mm-hmm.
She's all about that asymmetry right now.
And now that I'm looking on my phone, I can't find it. Wait, I'll do it this way.
How much gold should I take off?
I was gonna say anyone that is doing just like a armor change or aesthetic change, just take off 2 gold.
Bop, bop.
Dude.
And then anyone doing hair or extra bits, just a gold for the works or piercings or whatever you guys get done. So 3 gold for some of you, 2 gold for the rest. Besides Kellen, who's like, I'm gonna go look at babies and stuff. Okay. I need something to care for.
It'll throw
I've been-
everyone off. It's
Been seeing Marius and his cat, and I've been getting a little jealous.
That weird little thing that you can summon. I'm pretty jealous.
Well, I also
That's
have
right,
the
and Stabby. Yeah.
Gabby.
I have my immovable cat, which in my mind I picture is always like draped around my neck,
Hell yeah.
just like big chillin'.
Every once in a while, it just turns to
Oh, this is
stone.
perfect.
You see Marius go. "Ah."
You suddenly can't move.
Stop saying the word.
Oh yeah, what was the word? I can't remember what the word is.
I'm telling you.
Ooh, Brett looks like a hot boy. The guy, I imagine he has
Yeah.
like some spiked boots on,
Yeah, dude, I'm looking it up right now.
or like spiked steel toes or
Christ,
something.
leather daddy.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is perfect. What did I just hear?
Jesus Christ, leather daddy.
You heard it.
I heard enough, but I needed confirmation.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's the boots.
Hell yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
No
That is-
spikes coming off the toe.
Kellen,
That's
you're
too
gonna look
much.
out of place. You're
Popped
gonna be
out.
with a bunch of goths, and you're just gonna be you.
Fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just
Kellen was
really business
already like
casual.
leaning towards goth. You just need some bits.
Well,
you
he's
know,
like a-
you don't
he's
you
like-
don't get to change much.
He's a reserved goth. You guys are being like loud goth. You guys are being like hot goth.
But
Being
that's how you
party
blend in
goth.
here.
Yeah, loud is quiet here. Come on.
Oh yeah. I mean, you guys are on brand. Like you
Fine.
Yeah.
definitely
I'll
Rakdos
frozen
theme.
2 gold and get
Okay.
darker clothes.
Hell yeah! Peer
Leather.
pressure. Peer pressure.
Leathers and straps and buckles and spikes.
Oh my.
Ooh, I like that one. That's a cool
Except
one.
for really tight
Right.
leather pants, can he get the Hot Topic bondage pants?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What are those called? Trap pants?
The trap pants. Yes. Fuck yeah, dude. And like a fishnet, the crop top sort of thing on.
and the
Nice.
long fishnet, like arm things,
Oh, like the
but you put them over his
arm
tentacles.
things.
Yes, my boy.
That is
I
2 gold
see,
well
wow.
spent, my good sir.
I was imagining that the accents on Brett's like shirt, he replaces the laces with like a cult of Rakdos red.
Ooh, yeah. Little pop.
This one, yeah. Then maybe he's wearing like, I don't know, like a red leather choker or some shit.
I mean, you're already pretty red as it is, so like you probably
Right.
cover you probably cover a lot of that with your
That's
exposed
what I was
skin.
thinking. Maybe he gets like some like it's like a thing he rubs on his scalp so that his hair burns like explicitly red.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that. that'll be part of that 1 gold like miscellaneous fee for like
Is there
haircuts
a
and
potion?
clothing and shit.
Are you sure
Hell
it's
yeah.
safe? It
Like
smells
a
like
potion or
plastic.
something that'll
found the cut.
skin red.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Ooh. Yeah, fuck it. There's definitely something like that. Let me see.
That's the kind of pattern that Gail has on the side of her head.
This is the part of the show where there's like a montage and then like a big walking down the street in slow motion, like people's heads turning. Kellen's dragging his feet at the back, rubbing his arm.
So Kellen, for 4 gold pieces, there is indeed a potion that will turn your skin more of like a red hue. And it's also it comes in a couplet. So it has the one you take to go red, and the other little one you have to take when you want to go back to normal.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Forever red.
Let's hide it.
Got you good, fucker.
So be sure to add if you want to pop the
Guys
red
gotta
on
pop the
now,
red.
because again, you guys still got like a pop. Yes, you guys are full decked out. Yes,
Going ghost.
I love it. So let's add that little vial to change back to default, Kellen.
Hell yeah. I'm so excited. Look at us.
I need a visual image for Marius. Is he really just like a dark leather version of his current garb with like a
Because
dark
even if you
tunic?
are, I need a description because I don't quite remember. Give us all the bits.
Let me see if I
It's-
can find it.
Did we dye your hair back? You're golden right now, aren't you?
Well, I think that was part of his hesitation of wanting to switch to black.
While you're looking for Marius for Aelity, she probably has she maybe looks more like a Wednesday Addams style goth, maybe more like what Gale would normally look like, but in goth mode kinda. So like she has like the black like almost sweater with like almost like a dark gray, or we'll do red, dark gray, like, you know, button up shirt underneath it, so the collar sort of comes out underneath it. She looks awesome. She'll probably do like a short bob, little short bob haircut.
Yeah,
Kinda
she
like a
don't even
hard
need to
bang.
spend money.
Yeah, she has her belt and she's a changeling, so she's kind of set.
Must be nice.
Got any more of those belts lying around? Damn.
Give me a belt.
Yeah,
Wait
we
on the
saw
boat.
one in a shop for 2,000 gold. If you want to trap them.
Want to go back to First Rock?
I mean, this is Ravnica. They're bound
Yeah,
to
that
have
belt
one
was
here,
good
right?
gift.
I mean, there's probably one somewhere if you want to spend time looking for a specific item. It's honestly in a place like this, it's like how much time you got to look. Really,
Like,
that's really the
Mhm.
question.
Almost a day and a half, man.
Yeah, I mean, but today you got sunlight's fading. This is probably like an hour or so into your guys's like couple hours of daylight.
Ravnica's known for their 24/7 shops, right?
The planet that never sleeps.
Keeps making lore on the spot.
I mean, we are going to a midnight showing at a theater, so I don't know.
We'll need a nap.
Lady Bane's
Do they have an outlet ball? All right. A variation of some kind like this. No plague doctor maps.
What? But that's the best
Mm.
part.
Do you have the hat? I think you should have the hat.
Yeah, but like
Okay.
where the buttons would be, there'd be like chains that go from the button to like the far
Ooh,
side,
yeah.
and then there wouldn't be sleeves, and then the gloves would have like the little cliche spikes on the knuckles,
Cool.
and then where the two like collar pins are, there'd be like another like spiky chain,
Uh-huh.
and then instead of the dull maroon, it would be like that bright Rakdos red. And
Oh
then it would
yeah, I
be-
guess that isn't like a black tie. It's like
Mhm. And then
Huh.
yeah, no sleeves, hardcore gloves, and then he'd have the hat.
That's dope.
So he still has his casual rebellious schoolboy look.
now that I'm
Even-
like, is that almost looks like AI generated
I don't know.
with how like look at how he's like making contact with the chair with the couch. Like it doesn't feel right. Something feels
Well,
off.
it could just be Photoshop.
Could be a fluff.
True.
image.
True.
Heavily edited.
That's a cool picture though.
So kind of just like a grungy version of that.
Classy grungy.
We've got comfy grunge goth. We've got classy grunge goth. We've got hot boy goth. We've got shy
Cheap
boy
goth?
goth. And we've got classic goth
I
with
like to think of
Gale.
Kellen.
Oh, I'm classic.
The rave
Yeah, I guess,
goth
yeah.
scene.
Ravecore.
Yeah, Rave 4.
look at Pinky. And then there's like a miscellaneous thing I wanted to get. Can I get a bag of ball bearings?
Ooh, yeah. Throw it in with 1 gold miscellaneous buys, just like
Ooh,
random
can we also get a
stuff.
bag of peanuts?
Then no. Stabby's
You ordered
allergic.
Peanuts?
How dare you?
You should know that.
Why you gonna say it with
disdain. I
disdain?
said it was
It's not
like
his
a
fault.
question. No.
That's what he says. I've never tested it.
That was a serious question on the peanuts.
Yeah, you guys can get peanuts. Throw it in
Great.
with that like 1 gold miscellaneous.
What kind of
and
animal
1
are you
gold will
trying to
cover
buy?
a lot of like
Crow.
small bits here. Like everything is
Crows.
pretty fairly priced.
Peanuts are for the crows.
Hmm. Is that so Phineas can have a friend?
I didn't even think about Phineas. I forgot about Phineas. I forgot that Phineas was a crow.
Yeah, I think he's a raven, but
Oh god.
Probably some arm straps too.
Ooh, yeah, like on the bicep.
Just a
Mhm.
bunch of dog collars. Just real tight.
They said my arms are too big, so I gotta use neck collars.
Makes the veins pop.
All right. Any other cosmetic bits you guys would be picking up, or again maybe like an hour or so into this time? You guys still got maybe 2-ish hours of daylight left.
I just wanted like the most like blending in extra cloak I could find.
Yeah.
You know, like the really common nonsense.
Yeah. Like a dingy gray, easy enough.
Mhm.
I'm still looking through accessories. This is fun.
I'm thinking now, because of the color changing potion, maybe Gale should get one too, so then she's not a blue genasi.
Are most Chinasis not blue?
Well, but at least being a different color, it wouldn't be like noticeably like air genasi.
Like a weird, creepy goth girl right now, though. Kind of works. It gives you like this pale hue to your skin. It makes you look dead.
Makes me look dead.
In the most flattering way, Gale.
Yeah, that's like
People
that's
like that
a
around
positive thing, right?
Mhm.
Like, have you seen what it looks
Sure.
like? Somebody trapped me in a net. Like,
I mean, yeah, you got a point. You
this
look
is the
like you're about to
style,
die.
you know? just run with it.
Okay, alright. Just really nervous about somehow being recognized or something.
Well, I mean, who would know us here?
I don't know. We thought that the last time, remember?
And,
Well, yeah, we were an island away
and
from
then
them.
they were where we were, and Elle knows where we are, I'm sure, since our last conversation with her.
No, continue.
No, what? Why would she know where we are? What do you mean?
I mean, Brett sent her a message, remember?
Well, you can't.
We didn't say we were coming here, right? Like,
Yeah, you
No.
can't track a message. Plus, I mean, it did take us months to get here. Is there a plane?
I don't think anything, at least as far as you've told us, suddenly looks at Brett like a little more seriously. Like, I don't think anything he said would allude to us being here, right?
Quick, kill and grapple him. Someone cast on the truth.
Everyone just thinks this is some kind of like voyeuristic thing going on.
Everyone just is into it.
Sorry, I'm trying to load something. Don't worry about this.
And I mean, we've got our spell brands, so I don't think they should be able to track us at all, right?
Right.
Right. And I definitely would have told you guys if I had still been contacting her. Which I would never tell her where we went. That is the one part of what he said you guys
Check.
believe.
An
Hey,
insight check.
what's my passive person?
Yeah, mine's an 18.
It's a 15.
I don't know if I can use that for this or not, or
Or if that's just for stealth, though. Maybe that's for stealth.
What's your?
No, it's fine, guys.
I'm on.
He's
Tell me your
talking about
bits.
Brett's totally
Brett.
telling the truth right now.
I mean, Maris, you pick up on it. Like he wasn't being wholly honest there. Gale, you probably get a vibe, knowing that you were used to be in a past life, famous for withholding information when you didn't want to, give it up. You've changed, but you are familiar with this territory.
It's like, okay, well, I believe that last bit, but have you?
Which
talked
isn't
to her again?
arguably the most important. So I was thinking maybe I should get some arm straps. What do you think, Gail? Arm straps here? Here. 2
Well,
arm straps.
Just don't tell her where we're at, Brett. Okay, that's all.
I
And
would
also, you should get as many arm straps as you
Dogs,
want.
do you think you can take it along?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think you're kind of good at this point, but like, if you
I'll
really
just
feel
blast.
like you need another,
Let me show you the one he's, he's pointing at.
That one's
Yeah,
already
this
on a
one.
dog, Brett.
Oh, that's not it. Takes so damn long to load everything. Come on. There it is. Is this too many arm straps?
No.
He's like holding it up against himself like a shirt.
Yeah.
There should be a shirt. There should be other
You
ways.
know what, Brett? I don't think that's enough. I
You'd
think
fit
there
right
needs
in.
to be more.
Oh man, I don't know if there are ones with more.
You gotta cover
Very
the
You
belly
like cover the
invested.
midsection with straps?
at this point now, I'm starting to get a bit worried about your maneuverability.
Is there one that
What'd you say,
covers
Colin?
like the midsection with straps as well?
Well, there's this one, but it seems a little inappropriate.
No, Brett, I said midsection.
It's very like, yeah, it's like very crotch centric straps that he grabs. I don't know if this is what you're meaning, but there's this.
I mean, this one looks like it'll fit,
No,
but
Brett.
I don't know what this part down here is about.
Oh my god.
Okay, one day I'm sure you and Quint will find out.
You should pair the two together. Be the right amount of straps.
Here's one I genuinely considered. It's my last picture. I'll stop dropping pictures. It's so much fun, though.
It would, of course, it would be Brett to like innocently be looking through these harnesses and things.
Marius is looking at him like, well, I've seen this one before. And just like smiles to himself.
Memories.
Wandered into the wrong stall.
Brett, did you go in the back?
Not allowed to walk through that section. That's beads.
Guys make any
Stay on
purchases?
the other side of that curtain.
This side. Guys, get your bits and ends. Again, only about an hour or so spent.
Did Kellen get his weird animal?
That's what I was gonna ask you
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, sorry,
That's like
I-
first hour. You guys got like 2-ish hours
Yeah,
of
I want to
sunlight
look for
left.
weird animals
Should be
today if we can. You guys okay with that? I mean, you're gonna be okay with it, so.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Hey, did we ever follow up on that Kaya Cassier person?
Hey, Kassir?
Yeah.
I recognize the name. I don't remember what that was about. Oh, right, his contact person.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Captain Casper, if it was.
That was
Liliana.
Liliana. She did
Yeah.
recommend that they could be an
Follow up
ally.
on that.
That's right. Maybe you could try and message her.
I don't think you can do a sending spell to someone you haven't met, right?
Oh, I don't know, actually.
If there was any way for you to like kind of be familiar with them, you could. But
Oh,
I don't know if you've really gotten to that point because you're not really sure what she looks like or any
Yeah,
other
that's
real
fair.
details about her. You just kind of have a name at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He
like, there are
just
ways you
randomly sends to someone who happens to be named Kai Kasiri. Sorry, wrong number.
Yeah, like
It's actually a really common name here.
you can get around the not directly meeting someone to send, but you gotta like know somebody who can like paint you a real nice picture,
Mhm.
or like mind meld with somebody, and you know.
Yeah. Minor
Maybe the
illusion.
Snarl
then.
knows her.
Would Captain Casper know?
Well, Captain Casper is back at like the ship, which is what 7-8 days away.
You could send him a
Uh,
message though.
About 9
Yeah.
days away, loosely, give or take.
Well, I mean, it's a big ship. It's a long shot because it's such a fucking huge place. I guess I could just spend
Sending to Liliana again.
That's how we
Ask
get-
her a description.
Or where Kassir is, if if she knows.
It's your friend.
So if this is like a conversation that's happening like as we're walking down the street towards like the pet shop, maybe. That
Yeah.
sound.
Try
Yeah.
to keep it on the down low.
Yeah.
Brett would just ask if you really want him to contact her right now, or if we want to wait till later tonight.
I mean,
See
it
if.
doesn't have to be now. Just kind of dawned on him. But yeah, we could wait until there's like a better time.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if like we wanted to tell Liliana what our plan was, so that like she could keep an eye out for the dispel. I mean, technically, we haven't told her what we're thinking yet.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good point too. We need to convey that to her.
okay. Well,
So either way,
Mhm.
you're gonna have to send her a message.
maybe we should do this sooner rather than later, just in case.
Okay, well, are we close to your like?
No, I don't even know what I'm
animal
looking
thing,
for.
Kellen?
Let's take a roll. Do we roll for?
Roll me a D8, Mr. Kellen.
Are
Please
there one
not
of those?
something ugly. Please not
you are
something
here, Max?
ugly.
Super ugly.
No! No!
Take a ball rat.
As soon as this is brought up, Kellen, you realize you guys have been wandering along 10th Street for a little bit. You didn't recall seeing anywhere. You're just hoping to find what you find. And the first place you sort of come across, shortly after being asked the question of like, where are we going? You see this interesting shop that catches your eye. It's called Animated Antiquities. And you could see through this like kind of singular front-facing window that in the interior there's all manner of like moving objects. You see what looks like a sword that's sort of like on the wall, like kind of strapped in a little bit, and you swear you can see it like move and vibrate. You
It's
see
like,
what
"Let me
looks
out."
like a couple of like kennels. They're kind of big. It's almost like if you like stood it up like on its like short side, basically. And like on the interior, you think you see what are brooms. But that's like the first thing you would see. At least in this like immediate search of like a pet shop of some kind.
This place looks interesting. Let's try here.
Okay, hopefully find what you need, and then I can just like
Yeah, I mean, even
you
if
take
I
a little
don't,
break
we have
somewhere, I
like
can
most of
contact
the
her.
day tomorrow to just kind of mess around, right? Maybe
Totally.
I can find one then. Anyway, I'm gonna go check this place out.
I think Brett might stay out on the street while whoever chooses goes inside.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious about these brooms.
Got two people going in. What's Mary's up to?
I'll start with Brett. I don't trust splitting the party in this city. You should keep a buddy system.
Fair.
Fair. Aelity will probably be like too curious and probably join like going on the inside of this animated antiquities.
I also forget about Melody, but
It's fine. She's here. She's hanging out. She's doing her thing.
I have a magic cat. I don't know. I don't need to buy another mini.
Well, yeah, you probably look and you're like, I have my own animated antiquity. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought when I saw this shop name.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sweet talk the cat. You're so much better than that. No matter what dumb item killing kit.
Don't tell Stabby you're my favorite.
I say the same thing to Stab.
As
Don't touch Granite, you're my favorite.
Marius and Brett, you guys sort of hang out the front as the other three sort of make your way into this fairly small storefront, though it does have a fairly spacious interior. Not magically so, but it's just well spaced out where there is enough room to sort of move about. And you can see all manner of living objects in this space. Many of them would again be like sort of kennelled or corralled or sort of caged in the room. You would see lanterns. You would see like ropes. You would see, again, several brooms, a couple of different swords. Behind the counter on the opposite side of the room as you enter, you see this shopkeep sort of like perk up. They would have this blue skin, sort of hairless face, lacking much of any features as well. Almost like a blue skinned Lord Voldemort for like a good visual tone. And they would be just a little bit taller, maybe close to 7 feet. And you would see they would actually have two sets of arms. They would have secondary arms kind of coming out mid rib cage. They would sort of perk up as the three of you would enter, hearing that familiar like chime of a bell overhead as the door swings open. Ah, yes. Oh, it is so good to have patrons here. Come in. Yes. How could I help you on this fine evening?
Browsing around. What do you have that might catch somebody's eye?
Oh, my friend, people love taking home the brooms. They make great companions. Kind of my specialty. And he sort of motions to like, the one side of this space that is again basically all just these like kennelled brooms. Like some of them are separated, some of them would be like in pairs or triplets. And you could see that the make of each of them is different. And you could tell there are like, for lack of a better term, there's like these different breeds and sects of them, as like some of them have different actual like branchings at the bottom, some a little more rough, some more full, some more thin. The actual wood used, some of the craft on some of them is just entirely different. And the Vidalcan shopkeep sort of looking back. But if you are someone who likes to swingy slashy these flying swords, they are also very good once they're trained properly. Takes a strong will to break them, if you will. Oh, for one of these, we have a few different options. Are you looking for something domesticated or something that needs to be broken in a bit more? Mainly, are you experienced in these?
Probably pretty experienced at breaking things in.
Gale just kind of giggles a little bit.
Give me a persuasion or deception check, whichever you prefer, whatever you're leaning towards. If you're trying to fluff it up more, if you're trying to, okay. $23. You would see them sort of like give a nod, like, oh, okay. Well, in that case, if you are used to breaking in these fine items, I have these here, and he sort of like reaches over. It's actually like kind of on his side, kind of behind the counter, and he pulls out. It is a like box, all intents and purposes, definitely a sword box. And you can hear a little bit of a shake, and he sort of sets it down, and it shakes and quakes just a little bit for just a second as he sort of puts both of his hands on it and just sort of speaks to you as it just sort of rumbles just a little bit. In here, we have a fairly old sword. Has been returned to me several times, many times. Quite honestly, I would be willing to part with it for about 500 gold pieces. I think that would at least get me back what I put into it and what I've had to refund. And I should also say no refunds. I'm going to explicitly say that.
I mean,
Oh.
that's a little rich for my blood right now, friend. Why don't you tell my friend here about those brooms, though?
Yeah, I was curious. What do they do exactly?
The brooms, they make great companions. People love taking them home. I mean, they're fairly straightforward. Many people call them frying brooms, animated brooms, booming brooms, but I just like to call them brooms because that's what they are. And he sort of like motions to like the several different kennels. Are you an experienced flyer? Are you pretty comfortable in the air, so to speak, or is this something you will need to train with? Would you need something a bit more stable?
She's just gonna like rise up off the ground for a second.
Oh, glorious. Well, look at you. You're pretty good at flying already. We've got a few options. If 500 gold is maybe a bit much for use, I do have a used broom here. A couple different previous owners. I even used them for a short period of time. Very trusty, very reliable. Enchantments have held very well over the years. I would wager this one is about 30 to 40 years old, which is fairly old, but still very good.
Old reliable.
True. I could part with this one for about 345 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I know. You really need money, right?
That's like all my money.
I only have 98 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Hmm. Well, I will certainly keep that in mind. Appears we hopefully our business ventures here pay off. We haven't quite settled everything yet. You know. We just got in.
Of course. I understand. Yeah, many people misgauge some of these items. Yeah, it is very fun to think about having them, but it is a real ownership and companionship you must build with them, just like any creature or beast.
Yeah, I think we were looking for like more of like a discount creature
Would certainly
and
be
or
fun, though.
beast section. Do you know any of places like that?
Gale just like
Oh.
looks at you with wide eyes, like discount. Oh.
You are looking
more
for
so.
like living creatures. Oh, very well. I suppose there are a few places. If I had to recommend anywhere, probably be in the Plaza South, the Topaz Vial, Simic Run, very good, reliable friend there. But other than that, I'm not exactly sure. It's not really my specialty. I prefer my friends versus the hairy gross
completely
beasts that
understandable.
require food and water.
Well, I thank you for your time, and this is a beautiful shop. Maybe if we come into some more lucrative businesses, we could stop by and maybe test out some of your fine wares.
Oh, this is very good. Please come back to the animated antiquities
Of
at
course.
any
Thank
time.
you so much.
Yes, thank you again.
Stepping back out.
You guys have like leather and chains on. You're like, pardon me, good sir. I love your wares.
Listen, I'm still trying to figure out the dialect of these Rabbinicans.
You look like a goddamn
Like a
juggalo,
goddamn
man.
juggalo, okay?
It's funny you say that because that's basically what I was imagining Brett doing outside. Is he's like getting to talk to people and kind of learning the sort of character he needs to play here.
Brett, where'd you
And,
get Fago?
Trying to get some information on Lady Bane.
That's amazing. Give me a persuasion check. See if you can get anything on Lady Bane. You had a few minutes out here alone with Marius.
I'd help dab it up.
Yeah, you can take either both of you can make like a persuasion to smoosh up, or deception as well, either or one you can have advantage.
Just give Brett advantage. I feel like Marius would just like follow his lead. Like, oh, that's what Brett's doing. Yeah, tell me about it.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm trying to switch back over to my headphones so let them charge when I'm not being active. Brett's gonna he's gonna practice his deception with people where it doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, Marius, watch this. It's not terrible.
The 16. Not bad. Not bad. A little bit of schmoozing up. Maybe you find some other Rakdos walking by. Maybe ask them like a quick question about Lady Bane, maybe about House Bane. You would kind of probably get some of that same info again. Like, oh yeah, aren't they like they run the church and like banks and stuff? Yeah, real hoity-toity assholes. And like you kind of get a lot of that in like different forms from a couple different people. But as far as like down to details, you would learn that Lady Bane, she is a bit of a socialite, known to basically frequent all the hot spots. I guess you would also, with a 16, you'd probably learn that she is heavily invested in a couple of retail spaces located in the Plaza Avenue, Plaza South. Probably guessing that's where a lot of like her money comes from, because House Bane itself isn't too actively involved in guild businesses. They're kind of like an older, more like obscure house. Yeah, bit of a party girl.
She's a known party girl. Okay. I'm just warming up. The leather kind of like this collar's a little tight. I need to loosen it. That's all.
That's fine. It went well. You'll get it.
That's probably as the other three are coming out of the animated antiquities, sort of rejoining you guys just out front of the shop space.
Oh, hey, Kellen. Where's your new
everything
little...
in there was super
don't you-
expensive, and I
do you have
only
a critter
had,
now?
I think it's like 92 gold now. Checks his pouch. Yeah.
92.
Excuse me, I missed a piece.
I mean, I got 66, so...
I mean, like they had flying brooms there. That's cool, but also like I can already kind of do that, and with how pricey it was, it's like.
Well, I asked about Lady Bane. I didn't find out much. She's no party girl, and she's got some shops in like
So when we
a
go to
square somewhere.
So when we go to the after party, we just do our normal
Or
thing.
her family
just,
does, I guess.
Tear it up and have you chat it up with everybody and become the life of the party. And get in good with Lady Bane.
Well, that's assuming we get in. Kind of like. I don't know how to describe that. Sorry, I was at a loss for words.
That's fair.
Well, I mean, if we do succeed, would there even be an after party?
Yeah, I feel like the after party is more like if we don't succeed, and then like maybe we can find out more information at the part. I mean, I'm trying to be hopeful, guys. I just, you'd think they'd have thought of a dispel, right? Sorry, I didn't want to be the one to say it, but
I mean, you've got a point there.
It
There
could be. I just
could
also
always be
don't
some
think that
sort
I
of
would expect
protection
anybody
against
to
us.
come in like trying to break her out. I guess that's just me. Yeah.
yeah, like in front of everyone. Yeah.
Well, that's how I was hoping we can just, tell her the plan, and then maybe she could give us more insight.
Yeah, that's true. Should
Because
we
she might instantly be like, "That's not gonna work."
Yeah. Okay, should we pull over somewhere real quick?
Yeah, might as well. And I guess we'll look out for the quietest spot.
Try and find a private locale.
Yeah, we'll say at this point, like an hour and a half of wandering. We'll say you guys are kind of up here. We'll say at this point, you guys would know you're maybe about like an hour or so away from like the actual ship itself. So it's just something to keep in mind as you get about an hour and a half, maybe a little bit over that of daylight remaining. Yeah, easy enough to tuck away. Many different alleys, little nooks and crannies in between shops. Super easy to duck away.
And oh, I can't. That's just my. Wait. No, yeah, I can. I'll just create some nice music to kind of play over, make sure nobody can hear Brett talking.
Fair.
Just minor illusion.
Can Gillen do like a perception roll or something? He's looking specifically for anybody that may have been following them. For any particular
Yeah.
reason?
Give me a perception check.
Ooh.
You can also like kind of keep lookout as well.
Yeah, while I occasionally do minor illusion, I want to subtle detect magic, so then I can also maybe see if anyone's trying to magically spy on us.
18 flat.
Easy enough.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Solid 18. Over the past, maybe 10, 15 minutes, you've kind of been keeping an eye out as you guys kind of find a good little alleyway to dip into. Watching some people pass by. You would see some of those same like golden plated guards. They would have these sort of red and white tabards with this like heavy guild branding on their paulders and on their chest plate. Sort of walking in twos and threes. You guys would know them as kind of the patrol guard, if you will. Seen them on 10th Street every now and again. Watching a few people pass by, looking up at some of the rooftops and upper cityscape.
Sweet.
You don't think anyone's following you guys? I would say with an 18, you think that you guys are doing a killer job at banging and at blending in.
Hell yeah.
I think your disguises may be paying off at keeping low key. Gale, the little vroom, press out as you sort of reach through the weave with your detect magic and sort of sense that 30-foot area, maybe even doing a couple side steps around just to double check, and you're not picking up anything odd.
I mean, I'm sure I'm detecting magic, but no spying eyes or.
That's what I was about to say. You can kind of see maybe slightly under the streetway. There's like faint traces of like magic underneath. Maybe even some walls. Some of the signs would maybe light up, but yeah, nothing strange outside of that sort of stuff.
Everything's copacetic.
You guys are all like probably had this moment where some of you look between each other as like Brett's about to do sending, and it's like, I think we're doing a good job. we're
learning.
We're doing it.
We're doing the thing. It's go time, Brett.
Okay. Had to find the perfect meme. Moving on.
Satisfied.
I do have my message ready. It's exactly 25 words.
Beautiful.
So he just sort of pull over, like, look like he's dealing with a tummy ache or something. I don't know. Then he'd say, "We're going to the midnight showing tomorrow. Going to use Dispel on your collar from a distance. The old planes walk away. What do you think?"
Fairly quickly. Do you know that Liliana, if she's able, she's very quick to respond. It's an excellent plan. Be sure to blend in. Don't stand out. I imagine this could be a difficult casting. I think I have 5 words left.
Yeah, that's what I count.
Okay. God, I'm so bad at doing. Okay, 5 words.
That's
left.
okay. I got it.
It could be difficult casting. It may take several attempts.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect.
You said Aelity has 2 tries?
Aelity has 2 tries, and I also double checked. She also has 2 sorcery points, so she can do. Thankfully, she can do a subtle spell for each one of her castings, so it'll thankfully be
nice.
discreet.
Yeah. So like, if I have full points and everything, I could do 5 subtle dispels, and then still have 5 points to gain back a 3rd level spell. So technically I could attempt it 6 times, but the 6th one would no longer be subtle because I'd be out of sorcery points.
That was weird.
Your spell. Who did that? Whoa, okay.
Any further sending?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. He convey that to the group.
We have 7 subtle attempts. Oh boy.
I think we should have someone with detect magic on to monitor the progress.
Aelity would probably look at Gale. I mean, it's got to be you. If I do a dispel, I mean, it'll basically. I guess I could use my primer. I could do that. Okay, so I could hold detect magic if we need.
I can use
Yeah,
my
I
primer
could
as
also
well.
do detect magic as well, but
Right, but we'd rather save y'all's spell slots if we can. Brett doesn't have detect magic unless he uses his primer.
it
I can use
only
my
lasts
primer.
for 10 minutes, so there's no way I could like do it without trying to subtle. Like I can't like do it beforehand the show. Like that's not going to last that long.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it. It's fine. It's on my primer. I
You
can
can
subtle
like
spell.
the subtle spell. Cool. Okay, that's what
Yeah, I
I
was
was
about to ask.
Or okay. I just didn't have dispel, so that's why.
Yeah.
But I do have detect magic and subtle spell.
Good. Okay. Whew.
I'm composing a message.
I don't know.
What's Kellen up
Yeah.
to? Is he just like keeping a
Listening
lookout
into the
at like the
conversation
entrance
and
of the
stuff,
alleyway?
hearing what's going on and stuff, but he's really kind of being watched, I guess.
You're so Batman. I love it. You're goth rave kid Batman right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, are you still wearing a mask or
He still has his mask.
I got
Hell
a different
yeah.
one.
did you get a different mask or you're using the same one?
It's like a Hollywood Undead mask.
Okay.
Kind of
Yeah,
stunned
yeah,
out. It
that's
looks
exactly
like
what I
those
had in
like those painter
exactly what I
gas
had in
mask
mind.
things that the rave kids would
Yeah.
wear.
Ooh.
It's a gas
Wait, can I
mask with
see a
a bong
picture?
attached.
We smoked
Yeah.
our last
Ooh.
white leaf joint, remember? Or were you there for
I'm
that?
blending in.
Oh no.
He wasn't there for that. That was this. Yeah.
Oh,
Are you fucking kidding me?
Is Blightleaf like legal here? Is that a thing?
I mean, you were there in the story.
Have we noticed that in our wanderings?
This whole
Yeah,
place
Marius
smells
was
like
there in the
white.
story. You just weren't there in person.
You were there in the story.
Does PS count as one word or 2 words?
P.S.
I'll say one word.
Ooh, you're like
Okay. If it counts as 1 word, then I have my message ready.
I prefer a harsh Old Testament God.
Okay, the message. Unless there's more conversation to be had, I don't want to interrupt. Sorry.
No, he posted the mask of Kellen.
Yeah, I was just posting
Oh, I wanna
this
see.
silly Kellen's little mask.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
but no, everything's good. I mean, Gale, keeping up your detect magic, you can almost see that magical like pulse that happens as Brett casts sending. It's probably kind of cool to like see that energy like almost wisp away from his mouth as he speaks. It's probably kind of trippy.
It's also really funny because he's just standing there like intensely counting his fingers over and over again, and then shaking his head as he like recomposes his message in his head. No. And then all of a sudden, you just see the magic leaking out of his mouth as he whispers, "All attempts will be subtle. If we can't get you out, then we'll contact you after to come up with plan. P.S. No Lady Bane?"
There'd be like the first like slight delay in a response. That's a great plan. No, I don't know who they are. And there'd be like another like brief pause before she would always like continue on with the rest. If we succeed, stay low, leave Ravnica as soon as possible.
You've got 3
Oh.
words.
And that'll be the end of her message.
Okay. He'll convey that back to the group. She doesn't know who Lady Bane is. She says if we do a good job, we should like leave right away, which that was our plan. So
Yeah.
Can you see if she knows how to contact Seer?
yeah, I can ask about that. Should-
And then I
And
don't know
if
if
we
anybody
should
else has
even
anything
bother,
else to ask.
if we have this plan.
What'd you say?
That's fair. If we should even bother trying to find Kassir.
Yeah,
If we have
that's
a plan.
so far. I have. Should we contact Kaya Kassir?
Yeah, there we go. And if so, how?
If so, how?
How? Should we and how?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we should ask about.
Marius is high.
We all love and miss you. Love. Please use all your words.
Hope you're
That's
doing
fair.
okay.
What do you want
babe.
to eat at your welcoming party?
Please hurry, we're
Uh,
about to get food.
How about where will you go if you get out?
Mhm.
Okay.
Can playwalkers go between planets? Yeah, right?
Can't. Yeah.
Because she's like,
Yeah,
I could
she
just
can.
go real quick.
Yeah. The hope is that, and she did confirm. I don't know if I mentioned that, but she did confirm that if she could get this collar off, she thinks that she could planeswalk out. I think we did confirm that last session. That she
Yeah.
I remember her saying that, and that's why we came up with the plan. But then it was like, oh, we didn't really think about protection. Does that like?
That's right, because the plan at first was try to like smuggle her and then get the collar off, and then that's right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So with Brett's spell slot options. Let's see. I just want to confirm I'm remembering this correctly. He's used 2 so far. I think he can do 2 more. No, he used 2 so far, and he can do up to 3 more if we need.
Nice.
So
sendings?
Yes, sendings. So his current message will be: should we contact Kaya Kassir? If so, how? Also, if you get away, where will you go?
Go.
Where you
How
go?
find?
What doing?
What doing?
How fine, how good.
She would respond pretty quickly. Perhaps Kaya is part of Plan B if you fail. If
Gatekeeping.
I do get free, I think I'll walk to Dominaria. Hide low, recover.
Okay.
Yeah, what is that?
That.
Dominaria.
Is that a place the IPC may have been before?
There's a very good chance. I would say Gale and Brett, you guys could both make history checks, and I'll let you decide if it's normal advantage or disadvantage, kind of gauged on like, how familiar you are with like, planets and the spheres in general, and how much you would have maybe paid attention to some of the not like bigger names, but kind of the more like common-ish side, uncommon side to know about.
Brett got a 15 with advantage.
Nice.
Hey.
Another 15.
Double 15s. You guys would know that Dominaria is a plant in the material plane. It's kind of a big deal. I mean, people at least know about it. It's said to be like one of the older planets. Some people can agree, some people disagree that some of the first spell jamming explorers came from Dominaria. Some people dispute that some of the other planets were actually the first ones too, and most people can agree that the elves did it first, but they weren't really interested in exploring.
They made the tech, but they didn't really use it.
Yeah, they kind of just like secured their like planes and spheres, and that was kind of it. Like that, they didn't really explore. It was kind of like some of the other races like kind of got to that level of arcane technology and were able to like explore, and that's when like the great like intersphere talks actually first began, and that was 2,000 3,000-ish years ago, give or take. Again, because even the start of it is debated among certain people.
Mm-hmm. Seemingly unrelated question. I don't remember if Liliana said she managed to get what she needed for her spellbrand or not before she was captured.
She did not. She was hoping to, but it was unfortunately a trap. I think that was part of what you guys learned, is someone that she thought she could trust. She asked for this sort of stuff. They recognized her, gave her, a possible place she could find some of this stuff and like get it all taken care of, but it was a trap, and that's when the cult actually jumped her.
Okay. Yeah, Brett would be like, oh, well, it's like the origin of spell jamming. Like, some people say that. Is it close to Strixhaven? Where Strixhaven's at all?
No, from what you could guesstimate with the 15 is it's like super far off. Between the two of you, you think it's either in like the radiant triangle, maybe it's in the known spheres, as some of the like central clusters of the great like sphere map.
I'm imagining one of those situations where like we both say something different at the same time, equally confident, and then we both go, "Oh no, wait, you're right." Well, no, wait, it could be.
Yeah, Gail's like, honestly, I like remembered the important names. I don't really remember where they all are, and then like some of the spheres move, so.
Exactly.
I've just been to so many shows. It's some of the places blur together. Oh yeah, no, I've been there. That I'm sure of. Oh, is there anything else we want to like talk with her about? I got 3 more in me today. 3 more, whatever.
I don't know. Should we coordinate a plan where like we can somehow get her to like be able to run off stage? I guess we wouldn't know until we were there. We're really gonna have to wing it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's because we kind of talked about all this stuff before, so you would have been included in it. That's like our plan B if tonight doesn't work. So ideally, no matter whether we get her out or not, we leave as a part of the crowd tonight, and no one knows we were up to anything.
Yeah.
So then after that, we could contact her after the show to see if we want to attend another show the next day before we leave, like, and maybe time it so that we can leave with the boat at the port.
And also, we gotta kind of remember, like, this isn't necessarily the only chance we're gonna have. When
Right.
If all this fails and we leave with gold in them, like, we're going back to our ship to fix it, to come back here with the rest of our crew. So.
Yeah. So I think we're trying to be cautious for once. I know, unbelievable.
Yeah. So like, she's gonna be here for 10 years. Like, we have time as.
I don't think Marius will go back. I don't think he's leaving the planet.
I could see that, honestly. For all of us. Casper doesn't need us to make it through such gentle space to Ravnica. He just needs to get the ship fixed.
Mm-hmm. We just gotta play it cool this time.
No, it's my turn to be crazy.
I mean, honestly, it is your turn.
I don't know. Has Gail had a turn to be crazy? I don't feel like she has.
I feel like I feel like her crazy moments have been a little more subtle. I'm just like, oh, whoops! I let slip some information. Uh-oh.
She's sharing secrets and kissing teachers.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. That's what yours was.
She has an authority trip.
I mean, I think some of these facilities cater to that interest if that's something you really want to play out, Gail. I mean, we won't judge you.
Yeah, it's fine. We just
Straight
meet up
purple
later.
face.
This one says role play, but I don't think it's like an improv group.
I was not prepared for what they did with my dice.
Hey, look, he's wearing those leather straps. Oh.
Oh, that's where it goes. I thought it seemed uncomfortable. This was this peep show. Do you think we get to see Christmas presents early?
Early.
I mean, do you think anyone would remember that she said she wasn't able to get
I don't
the
think
ingredients
we
she
have the money
needs?
to get the
Because that could be a good use of our time.
ingredients that she
A
needed.
certain teacher's pet?
Or
Yeah,
the
some of
knowledge
it-
of what to get.
Well, right. We would have to ask her.
True,
I don't know.
but-
Sometimes I feel a little out of character having Brett come up with all these ideas.
We're
My
doing
sweet,
it.
empty-headed boy.
Maybe it's a new sphere, new Brett.
He is serious, Brett. You weren't there for it.
Yeah.
Kellen was impressed.
There's 2% more oxygen on this planet, and it's just enough to fine tune his brain.
I
He's
love that,
alive.
actually.
Brett burns just a little bit brighter and
Yeah.
a little bit smarter.
My boy.
But he ages 5 times as fast.
Oh no.
He's so smart and so wrinkled.
So that's something we could do. We could ask
Yeah, I
her
guess
about
that
her
wouldn't hurt.
program materials and
Yeah.
see if maybe we can try to hunt around for them while we're here.
And ask her why she's gatekeeping her friend.
Okay, well, I do have a message ready for that. If everyone agrees, that's worth
Yeah.
asking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He says, should we look for spellbrand materials for you? We wouldn't know what to bring you.
There'd be a little bit of a pause.
What get? What do?
Can I use
Well.
5 words to send 1 image?
Well, I think since you all can be more stealthy than I could have been, you could look into some of the shops and stores. For they got 1 word? Damn it. Words?
Shops and stores. Yeah, that was 24, and then there's only 1 left.
Yeah.
So if she got cut off, he just sent another message like, continue.
Like shops and stores for magic items to use.
And then he says, continue. And then she says, 4 magic items. Use. Okay. Use.
Basically relaying that you guys have the luxury of not being Liliana Vess. So you
Mhm.
could go to some of the places that she was afraid to go to, basically. Just like the bigger shops and stores, and actually do the perusing that she was trying to like tiptoe around, basically.
But she doesn't have any like specific ingredient or something like in mind.
1,000 gold diamonds.
I mean, none in particular. I mean,
Okay.
she basically would need like the gambit.
Everything.
Yeah, like yeah, that's what she was kind of like coming here for, was trying to like get it all in like one swoop.
So does she need the same things that we needed, and so we know what that was? Like, I was expecting a list of ingredients or something, not gonna lie.
I mean, you guys didn't get too much of like an ingredients. The main thing was that diamond powder.
Oh, right, the diamond.
But also, she had tried it before and it didn't work, right? So maybe,
Right, I thought she needed something special.
yeah, maybe it's we need. We're not going to be able to do something like that again. We need to find her an item that already hides you or something. That's kind of my current thought.
Yeah, I mean, if we really did have the conversation play out that when she got cut off, Brett sends her another message and all she says is for magic items you can use, like, that's it for sending until he gets a short rest in. Or a long rest in. So
I have a feeling finding an item like that is going to be expensive.
yeah, I mean, you said your like pet things were too expensive.
Yeah, just a flying broom was like 350 gold. I think it was a little less, but like, ugh.
I mean, no offense, Gail, but why were you looking at that when you can already fly?
I don't know. I just was curious, but I mean, it would be nice to be able to fly without using my spell slots.
Yeah. It's also like getting a senior cat. Yeah. You need a place to round it out. Well, why don't we just go recover? Done a lot today. Maybe play a show. And see what kind of money we have in the morning.
Okay, yeah, maybe we can get more diamond dust. Like, well, no, she'll need that anyway.
Fair enough. Fair enough. If there isn't anything else, did you guys want to head back to the ship, or are you looking for somewhere else to hang out and recover?
I mean, it's like early evening, right? Sun maybe just set.
It's beginning to come down. You got maybe about like an hour of like good sunlight left. You guys would know you're probably roughly an hour outside of Wayport, just from your kind of meandering deeper down 10th Street.
Well, I mean, we did
We
promise
said that
Gold's
we
crew we
would
were gonna like
leave
do a
that
little
up in the
performance
air,
with
and
them,
more than
right?
likely, probably not.
Well, maybe they're on the ship being sad about that. I don't
We
know.
didn't really want them into.
I'm down for whatever, you guys. I'm kind of pooped from doing spells. He's saying he's turning his brain off. You guys can lead the
Yeah.
way.
I kind of want to go back to the ship, honestly. You know, it's even though they are technically strangers to us, in a, you know, they're less strangers than everyone else here.
Go to the ship and rest up for
Fair.
the night. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess.
All right.
You just call it.
Maybe on the way back, keep an eye out for some sort of Heidi magic item, but probably not gonna happen.
Go out with the performers tonight. Maybe to make a little bit of scratch. We can.
Yeah, I mean, don't you remember that sick handstand I did while we were having breakfast?
Flashes back to like every other morning when you do a handstand at breakfast.
Huh?
Here, let me grab that for you. Handstands on table, reaches up, grabs it. And it's like right in front of me. Thanks, Brad.
Keep passing salt. Huh?
All right. As you guys begin making your way back down 10th Street, you maybe do see like one or two places that you pass by that, you know, maybe could have some magic items. But again, you could spend time looking through it, or you could pass by. Again, there's probably a handful of these shops. You're like, oh, maybe there, or ooh, there's a good maybe there. I don't know. Like, especially like an hour of walking down 10th Street, you're like, yeah. Because again, there's a good chance you can find just about anything here. It's really just how much time you got to go into shops and ask about it, you know?
How much gold do you have to spend?
That's not a big factor.
I'll go see if I can find Gold's crew and perform with them if that's an opportunity.
Yeah. Let's get all the way back to Wayport using that, you know, last hour of good sunlight as you make your way all the way back down 10th Street, sort of coming back over across the bridge into Wayport. Wayport being this massive, like, disc that seems to be floating over this open chasm. The chasm below, the walls lined with buildings and streets and just more built. Even like in an undersection, as you can see, there's a bit of a lip that comes over where the buildings would continue under the buildingscape, an undercity section, if you will. Crossing over the bridge.
Should we pause for a moment? Chance's internet crashed.
Oh, it crashed. Yeah. We'll paint the picture of you guys sort of cross that massive disc, passing by all the small little shops and booths and sort of carts that are set up here. Some of them beginning to close down. Some of them probably just like setting up. A few people walking by. Some of them going to ships. Some of them just docking down. Seeing some ships begin to take off from this massive dock, this massive port. You guys make your way back to the Gilded Leaf. As you guys begin to step closer and closer, you can see that all of the crew is up on the top deck, assuming that it looks like they've returned from their delivery kind of recently, as there's a bit of talking going amongst themselves. And that's where we'll take a bit of a pause. We'll take a break.
Alrighty. Take 5,
So-
Craig.
Take 5, Craig. You go on a smoke break, my friend.